Hi, this is Bill from H&H Offroad. I'm going to tell you about King of the Hammers. It was great. The first lap, dusty, 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 dusty. In our UTV race, there were over 120 cars started and 47 finished, so it was a brutal, brutal track. At the start, we did pretty good. We went off against a factory Can-Am, and we stayed right with them for a while, but then they got away from us with a little bit of horsepower. I just want to tell everybody how great the Hammers people were and how much fun it is out there. You got to experience it once in your life.
We went into the Desert Challenge this year on race day with a little bit different focus, a little bit different mentality. We knew going into race day that we did not have the most competitive car. We were battling an RPM issue that prior to traveling to Hammers, we thought was clutching and ended up not being that. We still don't know what that is, but that's a story for another day. We started the race knowing that we needed to run in a very specific place for the car to be happy and to fight for a finish, which is what we did. We started the race, Bill driving, myself in the right seat, calling the notes, and it was crazy. It was the dustiest lap I think I've ever been in.
Finished lap one. Like I said, it was dusty and brutal the whole way. We had cars pass us at 80 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden we passed them at 80 miles an hour because they were stopping in the dust to see where they were trying to go. It was nasty, nasty, nasty. All my years of off-road racing, probably the dustiest race I've ever been in. We pulled to the pits on lap one, and our pit crew was fantastic. TNT and Alpine Lock here in Reno and Gardnerville. Can't beat these guys. They come down here on their own time, on their own dime to help us so me and Jordan can go have fun racing these race cars. These are great guys, and we couldn't survive without them.
So driver swap to start lap two. Nathan Hurst got in with me, and we took off for lap two. Car felt really, really good. And lap two was the most uneventful lap of the race. It was still super dusty, but we were able to push through it. It was not as bad as the first lap. We had no issues. spun around the 60-mile course for the start of lap 3, and we didn't stop to start lap 3. Car felt good. We had no issues. So we kept pushing. And lap 3 is where it got interesting. About 3/4 of the way through the lap, we had an axle failure on the right rear, and we were too far out from pit to try to drive it back in without creating more damage. So we stopped, took about 15 minutes to change that axle on course, and resumed. And about 5 miles later, lost a left rear axle and did not have a second spare on the car because that's crazy. So I drove the last 15-ish miles in with no drive on the left rear through outer limits and up the sand hill and back around into Hammertown. And crew did an awesome job. We knew we were really close on time to be able to start our last lap, and the TNT team and the Alpine crew, those guys whipped that axle change out really quick. We made a navigator swap through Leyland for the last lap, and we crossed the start finish to start our last lap with about 4 minutes to spare before we would have not been allowed to continue.
Okay, clear, go.
And we knew after taking that white flag, we knew all we had to do was finish. We just had to run 60 more miles clean, no issues, no need to push, and get the car to the checkered flag, which is what we were doing till about race mile 25, when out of nowhere had a catastrophic belt failure. The belt just grenaded into a million little pieces. And belt changes typically take 3 to 4 minutes for me. This one took 40. The belt had come apart, had wrapped around both the primary and secondary clutch, and fragments of the belt had actually gotten stuck behind the weights in the primary. So I actually had to disassemble the primary clutch on the car out on course to get it so I could keep going. So it was the longest belt change I've ever had. And while I was wrapping up that belt change, one of the course marshals came by and said, "You guys got to get going and you got to maintain," I don't remember what he said. He said, "You need to run an average of this amount of miles an hour to get to the finish, or you are going to time out and they're going to start the next race after you," which I knew we had to push. So we got going again and picked up the pace and just pushed and pushed and pushed as hard as the car would let us for that last 30 miles to get it to the finish line. And I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever been more excited to come out of back door and see the entrance to the short course and see Hammertown as I was in that moment when we were coming to the finish. And all I kept telling myself was, don't roll the car on the short course, be smooth, and just cross that finish line. And came through the S's in the short course, and I saw that checkered flag in the air, and it was an emotional few seconds right there to see that. And after the day we had, and after the week we had, Trying to figure out how to make the car go faster to get it to the checkered flag was freaking awesome.
Are you super stoked or what?
Absolutely.
So what are you doing for the rest of the night? Are you going to go watch these Class 11s? Because we almost had to get on course with those guys.
Yeah, definitely gonna want to check those guys out. Need a nap first, though, I think.
Well, you're at this finish line, getting hugs right here. Jordan Hewitt, amazing day out there, though, to get here to the finish line. So give us a quick, brief rundown.
It was a fun course, as always, the King of the Hammers. We've been battling an RPM issue all weekend, so we made the decision to just go out and cruise. Had a couple issues, couple axles, blowing belt there on the last lap slowed us down, but overall the car stayed together and we had a great race.
So Jordan, are you supposed to be hopping in one of these 11s?
Definitely not.
Well, congratulations on getting to the finish. Who all would you like to thank for getting you out here?
First off, Bill. Couldn't do this without him. H&H Offroad, rugged radios, Maxxis tires. No flats today, incredible. Garmin Offroad, Anderson Power Sports Reno, and I'm probably forgetting everybody else.
Well, you guys have a whole team of people that help you out, but Jordan, congratulations. Bill, you started off the race today, is that correct?
Yeah, I started off the race and I broke my leg last Saturday night, so I just couldn't go more than one lap. And then Jordan's filled in. He's filled in like me all year. He's always done a great job. The guys from TNT and Alpine Lock who help support the car and work on it. We just couldn't be happier to be here at the Hammers with all these guys.
Well, I'm super proud of you guys, super proud of you, Jordan, and your whole entire team. You got the co-driver back over here. Congratulations. We're going to let you guys go celebrate. We're going to go watch some Class 11 racing and have some fun. How about you?
Absolutely.
As far as the guys that help us, H&H Offroad, Anderson Power Sports, Kings, Method, RevX, Maxxis. In fact, speaking of Maxxis, I was always driven for another tire company. We tried the new Maxxis Razor tires this week at Hammers. Everybody was complaining about flats. We finished the whole race, no flats. The tire isn't out really yet to the public yet. It will be in the next couple of days. So think about that because it really, really works. Good traction, and again, no flats in a track that was brutal.
I want to thank everyone who helps us and makes it possible for us to do this. We couldn't do it without the team. Our team was stacked. The TNT off-road race team guys, the Team Alpine guys, a couple local guys that are friends with those teams that came out and helped us out. Jason Armstrong, our pit crew killed it all day long. All the companies that help us out, H&H Offroad, Bill and I couldn't do this without Bill. Rugged Radios, King Shocks, RevX Products, Method Race Wheels, Maxxis Tires, Garmin Offroad, Super ATV, Anderson Power Sports of Reno, F&S Power Sports, Zamp Racing, just everybody. Trinity Racing. I'm just everybody. Couldn't do it without them. And you guys watching this video on YouTube. It means a lot to us that you guys watch. All your support is huge. And we will be back soon with some behind the scenes teardown of this car and getting ready for the next round of racing, which if all goes to plan, we'll be racing this car and the 2-seat at the Vora opener in Yerington. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you very soon.